Coach, how's it feel to be back here at Purdue, your old stomping grounds, having been through the circuits and now being back here?
When I first got here, it was pretty surreal just being back here, being back in West Lafayette. It's funny, I joke all the time. When we left, I was like, man, I don't think I ever be back in this town. But, just to come the full circle moment and be here and be immersed in, the place that, I really built me into the person that I am now is pretty awesome. Just being around the guys and being in this indoor itself, it's pretty cool.
What is it about your relationship with Coach Odom that really had you sold on coming here and seeing his vision?
When they reached out, obviously I was at another institution at the time, but when he reached out, he just basically told me about his plan and what his vision was for this university and for our program. I was like, heck yes, I'm coming, and I did a lot of research on him as a person, as a coach, and just people that he's worked with, and everybody had nothing but great things to say about him. And it just, without a doubt, it was like, I'm going back home.
Kind of talk about the portal receivers, maybe what you've got, and if any of them have really stood out so far.
Yeah, I think really all of them have benefits, and we've made the room better. With not only ability but size too. I'll start with Xavier Townsend. He may be 5'10", but he's built. He's 195 pounds. Rock solid. He's twithy. As can be, very sure-handed, runs really good routes. He's a really polished receiver, which I believe he has the ability to play at the next level. I really do. So I'm excited about him. Asad Wasim has been nothing but productive since he's been here, man. Very crafty, smooth, catches the ball well. He's going to be very productive for us in the slot. Plays hard, can block on the perimeter. Kind of a Swiss Army knife, can do it all. Jalen Hornsby, he's got a lot of length, former basketball player. I recruited him out of high school, actually, when I was at my previous institution. So we had a pretty good relationship prior to him entering the portal. And when I didn't know he was in until I just looked in it one day and I said, "Oh, Jalen's in the portal," and I was excited about it because he was pretty highly touted coming out of high school. For a big dude, he's pretty elusive, got great ball skills. He's going to bring a lot to the table, especially down in the red zone. Those are the three guys here right now. I'm not missing anybody right now.
Well, those are the three. But what about BC Owens?
Yeah,
He's not here yet.
they're not here yet. Yeah, so BC, man, I think, if you go back, if you want to know who BC is, go watch some of his basketball stuff when he was in high school, man. He's very explosive, comes from a very, intelligent family. All of his siblings, his father, they all got Ivy League degrees, and, he's gonna be somebody that we can plug and play anywhere. He's got NFL pedigree. His brother plays for the Bills right now. He has a lot of ability, and I'm very surprised that where he was playing. Because I think he has that talent that can be pretty special in the Big Ten. So I'm excited about him. He's gonna be big frame, athletic, big target for the quarterbacks over the middle, one-on-one balls, jump balls, to the whole nine. So very excited. Can't wait for him to get here in May.
As far as the returners go, Denial and Jesse, Corey, Traymar, where have those guys grown?
And they've all gotten better, man. And that's the beauty of it. Like, every day we talk about just stacking days and getting 1% better every single day. And I can go down the line. Denial, and just being able to see him healthy and run around and having fun with a smile on his face is a good thing to see, man. He's so physical, man. He's just pesty on the perimeter, make tough catches. He's strong as can be, and he's really leading his unit. Like, if you ask us who the captain of the room is right now, it's Denial. Very vocal. The guys, they follow him. Man, I'm excited about where he's trending. Traymar Harris has made tremendous leaps, just from, knowing what to do, learning the playbook. His ability is he has all the ability in the world, just for him to put it all together on a consistent basis. He's matured in so many ways. I'm excited about him as well. Corey Smith, another guy that's been, just plays with unbelievable effort, plays so hard. Just give everybody, and it's infectious around the team. Like, when people see his effort out there, like it's contagious in the room. And I talk all the time about, as receiver coaches and players, we all just want the ball in our hands. But, in my career, my first 4 years playing receiver, first 3 years playing receiver, the only way I got on the field was to block, so I'm very prideful about that. And when you do that, it breeds just a different energy in the team when you see guys on the perimeter just dominating DBs on the perimeter. And you're going to have a lot of explosive runs like that. And when you do have those explosive runs, then guess what? The pass game becomes easier. And then next thing you know, the safety's coming down, we're running past them, and he's a guy that's just day in and day out just beating people up on the perimeter. So I'm excited about him as well.
Coach, how do you measure success? And what does getting better, and how do you evaluate and know whether or not guys are getting better or not from a coaching perspective?
Absolutely, and it's one thing because I'm a very black and white guy. I don't like living in the gray. What's the gray? The gray is like, maybe this, maybe that. I don't believe in that. It's black and white. It is or it isn't. And so I grade every single practice like a game. We have a production chart, and you either gain points or lose points every single play. And typically the guys that are going to be starting will have the most production points at the end of camp, and you gain points by catches, first downs, explosive, great blocks, hustle plays. Just there's a way to get production points every single play, and that's how we kind of look at it. I look at it day by day. I look at it overall. We have it tallied up for all spring together, and then we look at it day by day. Okay, is his points going up every single day? Is he getting more points every single day, or is he losing points every single day? And that's kind of how I do it.
Do you feel like spring practice is like the perfect gauge for that, for guys to kind of add up those points?
Absolutely. Every single day gives you kind of a ground basis to what's going to be happening in the fall. And obviously, I've been around some guys that have great spring camps, and then fall camp comes around and they don't have great fall camps. But at least it gives you a great basis on what you're going to expect in the fall.
And the one freshman that people seem to be talking about is Brandon Kinsey. So talk about him.
Yeah. So Brandon, kind of from the same hometown. Being from Miami, I know where he's from. I know the neighborhood he grew up in, the school he went to. And there's a whole lot of ballers that have come out of there and just tough guys, and from where he's from and to grow up, like, you got to be tough where he grew up, and you see it in between the lines. He don't say much on the field, but his play talks, and the ball goes up, and if you go watch his high school film, and when that ball goes up in the air, he comes down with it. He's doing the same thing here, and I'm excited about him. Obviously, he has to grow mentally and know what to do. Got to take the training wheels off of him a little bit, but, when he knows what to do and the ball goes up in the air, probably about 90% of the time it's in his hands, which is awesome to see. I'm excited for him. And you just got to keep growing, because things going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to build the offense. Things going to get more complicated, and he's got to be able to, continue to learn and handle it all. But he's well on his way, and I'm going to be excited about his future.
How much are you emphasizing downhill blocking and embracing the physicality of the game and turning those those short gains into big ones?
Yeah, that's the number one thing in this room. Yes, we're going to catch the ball, we're going to beat man press, but we're going to block, we're going to dominate the perimeter, we're going to play physical. And it's my belief in how I came up in coaching and the people that have, mentored me is that your receivers are your personality. And if I got a bunch of guys out there that are soft and not hitting anybody, guess what? I'm soft and I'm not going to hit nobody. And you can ask anybody that's not what it is here. We're going to fight, we're going to be physical, and again, it's going to make the pass game easier. You just consistently attack. Eventually, those guys back up. So that's the mentality. We're going to go every single day. We'll hit you in the mouth, and it's going to be a fist fight every single rep, every single snap, no matter if it's a pass or a run. It's going to be a fist fight.